Hey there, Scorpio. Welcome to your reading for the week of, this is for mid-October 2021. We're going to take a look at your current general energies in this first row. Then we're going to look at what you don't see coming in your second row. And then we're going to look at any messages from your guides in the last row. On top of that, I'm going to pull 3 yes or no question cards. So if you have questions, I'll give you time to pause the reading. If you don't have questions, that's fine as well. I'm going to put all 3 cards together and we'll just see whatever wants to come out. But Scorpio, this looks really good. The readings have been pretty good so far. So, and it definitely, Jupiter is going to be moving forward on the 18th, which is a pretty big deal. Everybody should be feeling pretty good about that. But you start off with this co-create card here, and again, just in the astrology in general, I'm cheating, but in the astrology in general, I've been talking about this forever. If you want to get ahead in life, then I would definitely be doing something co-creative. This doesn't have to be, I always say, people always ask me, does that mean I need a business partner or whatever? I always say no. It just means that you have to work together with other people. If you have a business, for example, forming a group and, having people you can bounce ideas off of is just going to lead, that is co-creation, that is success. In love, same thing, look at it as co-creative. Again, I've been saying this for a while. I think just looking at love today, it's more combative. It's both people are against each other. It's it's like a battle. It's horrible. So I feel like people need to be more, step more into this co-creative energy. I also think we need to wrap our head around the fact that we're moving away from, competition and we're entering towards creation, which is a totally different energy where, I feel like the old way is dying, right? People who are in competitive, businesses like these corporations and things like that, those things are going away, and there's actually going to be more abundance, not less. People are going to be more abundant, but it's going to be because they're creating value. They're not just taking, right? So definitely that's what I think is going on for you. You have the 9 of Cups, the Queen of Wands, and the Ace of Pentacles here. Clearly, there is some sort of very solid offer that is coming in for you here, Scorpio, with the Ace of Pentacles. For a lot of you, I do feel it could be financial. Ace of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles here, the King of Pentacles. This is a very long-term energy. So for those of you who are looking to grow in career or business or work, this is very good. Could be very long-term opportunity coming in for you, something that will be providing you with a lot of abundance, probably for a long time with that King of Pentacles. For others, this could be a love offer if you're looking for love, and it's someone finds you very attractive here with the Queen of Wands. I almost feel like someone has their eye on you here. Could be an earth sign with the King of Pentacles here. I'm just seeing it kind of as this middle row here. So in general, if you're looking for love, I feel like you could be very attractive at this time. And again, it doesn't matter what gender you are. I don't attach gender to my cards, so you're just showing up as the Queen of Wands energy. But you have the 9 of Cups as well. So like I said, I would make some sort of wish here, Scorpio. Let's see where this is going for you. With the 9 of Cups, you showing up, the Death card. So that puts you, I love that. That puts you in a position of power and strength. I love when someone shows up as themselves because, again, it puts you in a position of power and strength. With the Queen of Wands, you have the Page of Swords. Someone definitely has their eye on you, I feel. So if you're looking for love, I feel like there's a person who is probably in your social circle or who you are aware of. You could also be spying on someone. I get this feeling that some of you, it's 2 people are spying on each other here. So for some of you, it's they're spying on you, you're spying on them. So I would just open up and communicate with the person you're interested in. With the Ace of Pentacles, you have the Ace of Wands. Damn. Scorpio, I love 2 aces. 2 aces is an automatic yes to any question that I don't answer. So definitely, yes. 2 aces is just very positive in general. This is a lot of abundance that's coming in for you here, so I definitely like to see that. Next, in the area of what you don't see coming, you have this Inner Peace card. So, number 1, there could just be an opportunity for you to have some peace in your life, peace and quiet, right? So I do feel like there could be an opportunity of peace coming in for you here with the Inner Peace card. I also just I'm getting abundance coming off of this card, so I feel like there could be more abundance coming in for you as well. You have the Eight of Pentacles, the Page of Swords, and the Knight of Wands here. So the Eight of Pentacles, to me, can represent material success on the horizon. Kind of looking at this, I feel for some of you, what you don't see coming is like a reward for work that you've done. Every once in a while, I feel like the Eight of Pentacles can say you've done a lot of work in the past on whatever. It could be like a project, could be on yourself, could be on a relationship, doesn't really matter. And to me, it can represent the reward coming in for all the work that you've done. It's like you've put a lot of energy into something, you're getting it back. So I do kind of see this Eight of Pentacles more as like a return coming in for you, which is nice. So I do feel like some of you, this could be a return. For others, you do have the Knight of Wands here. The Knight of Wands with the Ace of Wands, very kind of like creative energy. I kind of look at the Knight of Wands as the builder in the tarot. Not really accurate tarot necessarily, but it kind of is at the same time. He has these three pyramids down here, and those three pyramids kind of represent mysteries. Like he's wondering, how are these pyramids built? How can I build pyramids of my own? And he has all these questions. So I feel like for some of you, that is popping into my head, especially for those of you in work or business. I feel like you could be looking at something that you would like to create, but you're kind of like, it's kind of like a mystery. You're kind of like, how do I do this? Page of Swords is really your answer. I mean, Page of Swords to me is like the detective in the tarot. He is the one that really kind of flips over rocks. He's like looking into things. He's like really trying to figure things out. So I'd say, what might be like a little bit unexpected for you is I actually feel like you could find some answers. I feel like it would be a really good time for you to do research. Especially if you're like trying to do something financially, right? This to me is a row that says deep research is going to lead to, solid answers. So I would definitely do that. You even have this whale spirit as well. The whale spirit is kind of like says there's more below the surface. So this whole entire reading, it's a very, I would say it's a very Page of Swords reading, which is like Page of Swords digs into things, which is a very Scorpio thing to do. So really good for your energy. With the Eight of Pentacles, you have the Seven of Swords here. I would definitely be careful of any liars, cheaters, stealers in your life. But the Page of Swords can be like perfectionist, energy. He is trying to make things perfect. He is trying to steal all seven swords, but he can't do it on his own. So co-create, get people to help you in work or business, right? It can also represent the fact that, again, he is trying to do something delicately. He's holding those swords by their tips, and it kind of represents needing to handle something with care, needing to really pay attention to the details. And I do get that for you. If you're working on anything important, if you're working, and this could be like if you're filling out a contract or paperwork, I'd really pay attention to the details. If you're doing work, I would say the details are going to be very, very important for you with that Seven of Swords energy as well. With the Page of Swords, you have the Eight of Swords. I feel like it's time, like, look, she has a blindfold on. So again, looking for answers. I get this feeling for you, Scorpio, that it's like you're trying to like figure something out. Eight of Swords can say, number one, that's actually a lot easier than you think it is. But it could also say that there are other ways of doing things and you need to discover that. Eight of Swords is very one-dimensional. Her problem on the Eight of Swords is that she thinks that there's only one way of doing things. So the Eight of Swords just says, stay open to other ways of doing things. And again, I really get this feeling for those of you in like work or business for the most part is where this is popping up in my head. I feel like for the most part, it's saying you're doing things one way, but there's actually like another way to do things. And again, the way you are going to discover this is through research and through digging deeper behind things, right? And then trying to figure things out. So definitely like needing to do some detective work here is what I would say, especially for those of you that are like starting a business or something like along those lines. There could be some things, some little tricks that you could learn. With the Knight of Wands, you have the King of Cups. I do feel like there could be love coming in for you here. Could be a water sign. My problem is I feel like you could be attracting someone who is extremely busy, very mysterious here is what I would say to you, Scorpio. Not necessarily a bad thing, and I wouldn't really call this a warning, but just intuitively, I feel like you could be attracting a person who is legitimately busy, but again, the problem with that is sometimes I think if we're like with a busy person, we're like, are they playing games? Are they really busy? Or are they just like ignoring me? Like, what's the deal? So what I would say to you in that situation, if you're getting with a person like that, is communicate. As I always say, I feel like sometimes we just don't open our mouths. I do it too. I'm not criticizing you because I've done it plenty of times where it's like I should have just said something instead of just like letting it fester, right? So I feel for a lot of you, if you're meeting a new person and they're not communicating, just say like, hey, why aren't you communicating? They'll probably just say, I'm legitimately busy. And if that happens, then you know, right? At least then you have the answers. Those are the words that are popping into my head here, by the way. Then you'll know. Like, that's what I'm hearing with this combination right here. So it's like, if we don't ask, we can't know. So if you're dealing with a person who is inconsistent, I don't think they're really inconsistent. I feel like they legitimately have a lot going on. So, I would just communicate with them, and I feel like they'll tell you. I feel like they'll let you in. So, but again, I feel like if you assume that they're playing games, you could ruin a good thing. So, like I said, I would open up here. With that energy, it's like I do get the feeling that some of you could be like dealing with a person who is building something, literally. Like they could be building a house, but they could also be building a business. They could be, and that's where the busyness is coming in from here, Scorpio. So I'd pay attention to that. In your last row here of advice from your guides, you have the Whale Spirit. This card says trust in the great mystery. And I do feel like there's a lot of mysteries going on for you just in general, even looking at your astrology, tons of mystery energy, like I said. And sometimes we don't necessarily need an answer. With the Knight of Wands, again, with the pyramids represent a mystery, but it's like, does he really need to know? Maybe not. I mean, who knows? But, this can kind of just say like, to me, this card just says there might be some things that are happening, and it's just like saying, allow those things to happen. It's like sometimes I think people, there's like a saying, don't look a gift horse in the mouth, right? It's like, and I kind of get that feeling for you here, where number one, if someone is giving you a gift, I wouldn't like push it away or anything like that, and I also wouldn't look at the intentions behind it. I would just accept it. I don't know why that's popping into my head, but again, that saying popped into my head, like, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. But it's like sometimes I also think like, we can look for answers as to why something is in our life, especially love, right? Like if you meet a really great person, you can start to be like, you can self-sabotage, and you could be like, why is this person in my life? Like, why does this person want me? And you can ask all these questions. Shh, as I always say, shh, right? Scorpio, don't ask questions, don't wonder, don't try to figure things out. Maybe they're just a good person, and that's good enough, and that's what you should focus on right now. I understand not wanting to be hurt and all this other stuff, but at the same time, it's like, if there is no evidence, don't go looking for evidence, because you'll find it, right? And you'll attract it, is what I would say. But I feel like for some of you, this could say it's just your time that good things are coming in for you. You have the the world. I almost just said the Wheel of Fortune. You have the world. The world is a card of completion. Is like coming to the end of a cycle. So that's probably why you're receiving some rewards, like I was saying with the Eight of Pentacles here. And there's really no reason to look deeper, right? You have the world, the King of Pentacles, and the Ten of Wands here. It's like, like I said earlier, I feel your reading is, again, pretty simple. I think it's saying you are getting paid for the work that you've done. And this, not maybe literally, but this could be from the universe. This could be from your guides. You could be getting paid in the form of like true love. You could be getting paid in the form of positive energy, whatever. But it's almost like there's some sort of cash out going on in your reading here, where it's like you're kind of reaching a finish line type of thing here I get with the World card, because the world is an accomplishment. You have the Two Swords want to pop out there. But let's clarify this. I do feel like that King of Pentacles could be love. So again, there could be someone very stable, very predictable, kind of like coming in for you here. Let's see. With the world, you have the King of Pentacles. This could be someone coming in from a distance as well that is coming in for you. So could be a Taurus, could be any sign, just a general reading. But I do feel like it's a very stable person that's coming in for you. Again, King of Pentacles is pretty stable, very conventional. To me, the King of Pentacles, the danger with the King of Pentacles is that they could be boring. But at the same time, they represent stability, abundance, all sorts of good things. With the King of Pentacles, you have the Two of Wands. Definitely, it would not surprise me at all if you were meeting someone from a distance. So some of you could be getting into a long-distance situation. We have Neptune and Pisces right now. I would be very careful of buying into the fantasy. I always tell people there's nothing wrong. Neptune and Pisces. I said it literally at the beginning of Neptune and Pisces, like a couple years ago. I was like saying, hey, there's probably a good chance that a lot of you might attract people from a distance. The danger with Neptune and Pisces is, just the fantasy is much more sexy than the reality, right? So we have to make sure that if we're going to do it, that we make it a reality. What the hell does that mean? That means that if you're dealing with someone from a distance, that you say, hey, we need to meet by X, Y, and Z date, and, then we need to decide what we're going to do from there. You have to, put solid, definitive boundaries in place with Neptune and Pisces. If you don't, then you'll just continue to live in the fantasy, and it will never become a reality. With the Ten of Wands here, you have the Queen of Swords. Did you already have the Queen of Swords? No. Queen of Swords, I feel like there's a great deal of clarity coming in for you here. I do feel like a victory for whatever reason. Ten of Wands is like a lot of work, and it's a lot of he is walking towards his village. He has experienced a lot of burdens, but he's about to reach that village. He's about to find success. He's about to get to the end of his journey. So that's kind of like what I feel for you here. I feel like you're about to get to the end of your journey, Scorpio, and you're about to kind of reach this certain level of success in your life. So I like it. I feel like there's a lot of good stuff coming in for you here. Let's pull 3 yes or no question cards. We're going to do 1, 2, and 3. Feel free to pause this reading if you need time to think of your questions. 1, 2, and 3. For question number 1, you have the Justice card. Card of balance and things balancing out in your life. I would say yes, number 1. It popped into my head immediately that if you're asking about a legal situation, I feel like this could be like kind of like a next step is how it's popping into my head. I wouldn't really say it's a legal victory, but there could be like some sort of next step moving forward here. But I would say yes. For question number 2, yes, 10 of Cups. Are you kidding me? Fortune after difficulty, happiness, yes. And for question number 3, I would say no. Hangman, so no. Putting this all together, I actually feel like there could be a very fair and balanced love situation coming in for you here, something where there's good equal give and take. For others, you're seeing something differently with the Hangman. I would say just with the astrology in general, I think pretty much everybody is gaining a new perspective on like life in general. And the good news is that we are seeing new opportunities. I kind of get this like third place thing for you. I've been talking about this for a while where it's like I think we see this collectively where everything is like one side or the other, right? We see it in the news, we see it everywhere. But really there's like a third place that exists where it's like we don't have to be one side or the other. We can, kind of work together and be more co-creative and all this other good stuff. That's where I feel like you're heading with this energy, more balance. So I like it. Looks pretty good, Scorpio. So thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.